And the Lord really used that as just a training tool, because if there is a chink in your armor or stuff in your generations that might be an access, that stuff was very much revealed, and we were able to deal with that and grow and and I guess be prepped for this assignment down here. Okay, Lord. So when we got this assignment down here, we did come down here quite a few times. The Lord told us to get our boots on the ground, and there was a real sense of this was our next assignment. We were doing a worship set, intercession set, and I started having an open vision. The Lord, I seen him set up his throne. He was sitting in his throne over this region down here, uh, where we are now, and he said, "Come sit with me." And so I came sat with him on his throne. It was kind of fiery, and I sat with him or in him, and it was no longer me. I can see myself in him. And this place down here, there's a big New Age movement where there's like half a dozen Buddhist retreat centers, another half dozen Hindu retreat centers, and then all the other factions. Well, anyway, I was sitting in the Lord, and I seen the Dalai Lama come up, and he was kind of groveling, bending down, and he was saying to the Lord, "I thought this place was mine," and and that happened a couple times, and that person in that vision didn't see me. They only seen the Lord on his throne. And then the next scene changed, and the Lord went like this, and he went like this. You know how perspective goes out, and far as you can see, I seen thrones that exactly like the one I was sitting in. And the Father said, "These are my other sons." And I, I, I knew two things then: that I could not do this assignment without taking my seat in Him and functioning from that place. And I knew that's what He was doing. Now He was producing sons in His likeness, in His image, and 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 I mean that shook me. What shook me even more is I did not give the singers in the worship team any cue, and they started worshiping into the image that I was seeing, and that was just instant confirmation for me. So how we're here 6 years later. The Lord really opened a door. How do you have two households and be in a different place of the state? But anyway, this is a very rural area, and the Lord just so happened to uh, present a job to my wife where now she works as a business uh, director for the school district, which is the center of a small community. It's very interesting how the Lord designs things. And the first place that we um, ended up staying down here was presented to us from a. I got a call from a friend, and somebody said, "We would really love it while you're down there in the Valley Ministry, and if you would stay at our ranch. We're there like 4 times a year, so a place opened for us right away." And I asked the Lord, "What why here? Because it's like 8 miles from nowhere, and and that particular house was from a town that was no longer there down the road, and it used to be a post office." And the Lord said, "Well, look up what post office means in your One Dream book." So I looked up post office, and it said spiritual distribution center. And I said, "Man, it's Lord, you're really good." You can't make that stuff up. And so, one of the first days down here, there's a corral down there, and I'm leaning up against the corral, not hearing a fly buzz. It's like now I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Um, and it was like, Lord, what are you doing? What are you doing? You trained me up in discerning you in deliverance and healing and intercession, and how does that fit um, with now? And and this is about the time where the flute started. I had played the flute only for personal worship. Besides just a couple other things. Sometimes I would play over people, and if I played over people, I'd end up prophesying over them because I mean I can because of the discernment and ministering to people and generational stuff. I mean I'd be playing, I can see down the generational line, and the Lord will just say, pull that gifting forward, and so that's what I would do, and um, and the Lord just highlight other things. So it was, and one of the first things I did, uh, my son's girlfriend was graduating, and she's part Native American, so I actually made a recording for her, but it was speaking directly about who the Father made her to be. And it's very simple, I did the music and then dubbed the voice over it as far as when the creator created you, there was only a dance that you can dance. There was only a song that you can sing. Basically, there's only one you. He designed you for a purpose.